Hey everybody, this is Lawana Mayfield. If you don't already know, I will introduce myself to some, reintroduce myself to others. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am a former local elected official, served on Charlotte City Council. I served for 4 terms, that's a total of 8 years. Last year, I ran for a different position from district to at large. So for all of the 34,000 plus residents throughout the city that voted for me, thank you for your support. But now I'm in a position, an interesting position, a position that I'm loving actually, but a position nonetheless that is a bit of an amazing opportunity if you look at it that way, and that's the way that I'm looking at it. So we're in the middle of election season. Election season has started. It is full force, full swing. Today, February the 23rd, 2020, was Souls to the Polls. So many churches led buses for our 1 day of early voting on Sunday. Early voting has started here in Charlotte, North Carolina. And hopefully you saw the video I recently posted and shared on Twitter. I will also share on Facebook and other media outlets regarding the North Carolina treasurer. So there are 3 candidates that are on the ballot. There is on the ballot, in the order that it will show on the ballot, Dimple Ajmira, Ronnie Chattery, as well as a Matt Letterman. I shared a video earlier of Ronnie. He actually was invited and accepted the invitation through our political committee at the church that I attend, St. Luke Missionary Baptist Church, a few weeks ago. And I happened to, for whatever reason, I pulled out my phone to record what he was saying. I try to record a lot of times when candidates come, because that is a thing. Interesting thing when we think about it. Candidates come to black churches, and within a lot of black churches, we invite candidates. As a former candidate, that was part of the process. But it is interesting that there are very few non-African American churches, mainly white churches, that invite candidates, all candidates, to come and share and or be acknowledged by the congregation or by the church leadership. That's a completely different conversation. We can have that at some point if you all are interested in talking about it. But for right now, I want to share my thoughts around Ronnie. So after Ronnie came and spoke, again, go watch the video, I met up with him 1 or 2 times to just get an idea of who he was. I like the fact that he is someone who actually has a track record with dealing with a large budget. He is a professor, a current professor at Duke University, as he is an economy professor. He is an economist. He worked under President Obama's administration. He volunteered. He worked under the inaugural presidential administration of President Obama, as well as the second term. He's volunteered in community. But what I respect is he has a very clear understanding of what the role of North Carolina treasurer really is. So as we're in election season, we tend to vote by popularity, not vote on experience. And I'm going to challenge all of us, me included, my family, my spouse. We have these conversations all the time. We as a community need to be very engaged and very active. We need to be proactive voters. We don't need to just vote blue ticket straight down the ballot. We don't need to vote Republican ticket, the red ticket, straight down the ballot. You really need to identify the best candidate for positions. Primaries are the perfect opportunity where our voices as elected, as voices as community, voices to identify elected officials that very well are closer to our value system, if not spot on, because you're not going to agree with everyone on everything. God knows I know that one. But the foundation of what is the role that an individual is campaigning for. Do they have a clear understanding of what that role is and what the responsibilities are? And a lot of people don't realize the responsibility for a North Carolina treasurer is immense. You are handling our budget. No, you are not handling the pension. So you can't tell someone which one of the candidates actually had a conversation with a community resident who basically retired to Charlotte, so their pension is from a completely different state, but telling them how I'm going to protect your pension. Well, that's a lie. And I have a challenge when candidates blatantly lie or share mistruths, or honestly are not educated on the role that they are campaigning for, and the role that they're applying to the community to say, I want you to pick me for this job, if they don't even have a clear understanding of what that role is. That is something that we should be concerned about. Most of us are not concerned because we don't necessarily know what that role entails and what the responsibilities are. But that is an easy fix, because you can do a simple search on your phone, on your laptop, on your tablet, on whatever device you have, or go to the library, or actually call the Mecklenburg County Board of Elections, and they have amazing staff there that will help explain to you what are the roles and responsibilities for these different positions. There are a lot of names and a lot of positions that are on the ballot. So for those of us that are over 50, like I am now, I'm going to put on my glasses because I want you to have an understanding. What we have, of course, you have presidential. There's a lot of conversation, a lot of media attention around it. There are a lot of names that are still on the ballot, more than what you see on the debate stage. There are names that are on the ballot. You also are going to be voting for United States Senate. You get one vote. But you have 5 choices on the Democratic side. For the United States House of Representatives, that is Congress. Because again, people, the president is important, but if we do not vote for the United States Congress as well as U.S. Senate, those are the individuals who actually create, support, endorse, those that actually lead the legislation, introduce legislation, pass legislation that impact our lives, not the president. The president is important. U.S. Congress, U.S. House of Representatives, which is the U.S. House of Representatives, the United States Senate, those are the important positions that we need to be making sure we are educated about, as well as the local and state roles. So again, you get to vote for one for United States Senate. There are 5 Democratic candidates that are out there. I, full disclosure, am a registered Democrat and proud of it. For the United States House of Representatives, there are 2 names on the ballot, so you have a choice. I support and endorse the work of our current Congress representative, and that's Congresswoman Alma Adams. You have 2 names that are on the ballot for North Carolina governor. For North Carolina lieutenant governor, you get to vote again for one. There are 6 names that are on the ballot. You also have North Carolina auditor, 1 vote, but you have choices. You have 2 names. North Carolina Commissioner of Agriculture, 1 vote, 3 names that you're going to choose from. The North Carolina Superintendent of Public Instruction. A lot of people, I don't know what the heck that means. What's that role? That means I got to do some research, right? Just like I'm asking you to do some research. Out of that seat, again, you get 1 vote. There are 5 names that are listed. Do any of these people have any experience, whether in their business world, educational wise, as a volunteer in the community, any experience in this role? I'm going to go back to North Carolina Treasurer. 3 names on the ballot. What I appreciate again about Ronnie is, 1, not only did he announce back in April of 2019 to let people know that he was interested in running for North Carolina Treasurer, he actually has the experience and the skill set and the understanding of what the North Carolina Treasurer's roles and responsibility is. What can you do? What can't you do? And if you legally are not able to do something, meaning you cannot set a law, that is your North Carolina General Assembly. Those are those North Carolina senators and representatives that we are electing. But as the treasurer, you do have a bully pulpit where you can introduce conversations regarding how investments are done. How do we diversify? How do we support small business across the entire state in the rural areas, and including areas that is quickly growing like Charlotte, North Carolina? how do we protect and create as many opportunities for everyone? You also have the North Carolina Senate. So for my district, because again, your ballot will reflect those individuals that you are able to elect. There are some districts that are drawn. So when you put your address in to www.mecboe for Mecklenburg Board of Elections.org, put your address in, your name, it'll pull up a sample ballot that is specific to your address. North Carolina Senate, for my district seat, there are 3 names that are on the ballot. North Carolina District Court Judge, there are 2 individuals running. I encourage you, if you have not heard directly from Judge Aretha Blake, who has been doing amazing work in this community for over 20 years and who has served us since 2017, and there was a interview done by a local TV station that was unfortunately extremely biased and also extremely misleading and downright false in a lot of ways. Please go to my other YouTube page, which is Unapologetically Black with LaWanna Mayfield on Square Media, where I actually had the opportunity to interview Judge Aretha Blake and ask very specific direct questions regarding an interview by a local station. You have the Board of County Commissioners. Those are your local county commission. There are only 3 at-large seats, 3 people, that are available to be filled. For 3 seats, there are 8 names on the ballot. So please do your research. There are 8 names and there are only 3 seats. You have a number of organizations across the state and locally that have endorsed individuals. A number of these organizations have endorsed 4 individuals when there's only 3 seats. So again, I'm asking you to do your personal research. Now for my ballot, those are all of the positions that are listed. Again, I'm asking you to be educated voters. Take a little time. Take 20 minutes to just do some research before you go vote. If you have not already early voted, keep in mind, this is, again, election season. So you have the ability to vote early over the next week. All the polling locations are open. Polls, of course, are going to be open on election day, which is March the 3rd. Polls open up at 6:30 a.m. will be open until 7:30 p.m. That is Super Tuesday. Get out and vote. But I hope you take the time to share this video, to like, to subscribe to the page. I will be popping in and sharing thoughts and ideas and would love to hear from you all what you would like to talk about. And from there, I hope y'all having an amazing day. Get out and vote. You got a voice. You have an opportunity. You get 1 vote. Utilize it.